There is a brand new arm wrestling table design that I think is very cool and has a lot of potential to reduce fouls and make matches more entertaining. This table has been designed by Ian Carnegie, aka the Grippler, and he has made some changes to a standard table that, while subtle, could make a big difference. This new table design is called the Mac table. So basically, in the sport of arm wrestling, you have this issue of entertainment versus fairness. On one side of things, you have people who are trying to sell pay-per-views and they want to create the best, most entertaining matches they possibly can, and nobody wants to see a match get stopped on a little foul that pretty much no one noticed anyway. It's incredibly frustrating from an athlete's perspective as well as a viewer's perspective to see a match ended on fouls. Nobody wants to see this. But of course, from the other side of things, you have fairness, and you also have consistency. So if we're allowing people to get away with little fouls, even if it doesn't seem like it's making that big of a difference, this is still bending the rules, and it makes the job of the referee extremely difficult. And a situation in which one athlete is getting fouls called that the other athlete is not is pretty much inevitable, so we want to avoid this as well. Because of all this, there's this constant subtle shifting in the rules between fairness and entertainment. However, there's an entirely new way that you could look at all of this, and that's exactly what they're trying to do with the Mac table. The whole point of the Mac table is that it actually makes it a lot more difficult to even foul in the first place. One of the most obvious ways this is achieved is that the elbow pads are kind of sunk down into the tabletop itself. This makes it to where it's not possible to just slip off the side of the pad. I remember in the Todd Hutchings versus Dadyikan match, for example, both guys are getting really sweaty, they're in a deep hook war, and David is also very explosive, so we saw Todd slipping off the back of the pad over and over again. Of course, he wasn't wanting this to happen, but sometimes it can be really difficult to prevent this. On the Mac table, this is going to be far less likely because as you begin to slip across the pad, you're going to run into that border that runs around the pad. And of course, another really cool function of this table is that you cannot do an illegal King's move. It's not possible to do one of those crazy shoulder below the table scuba diving King's moves because your humerus is simply going to hit the side of the table. And this is again because the elbow pads are sunk down into the table instead of being 2 inches above the tabletop like on a normal table. So I think these subtle changes are really good ideas. I think they can simplify the sport, put the power back into the hands of the athletes, result in less controversy and more action. And if you'd like to see this table in action, you can watch people like Brandon Elsesser, Mike Gould, Evan Burgoyne, and many others pull tomorrow, May the 25th, in a pay-per-view event using this table. The link is in the description, and if you use the code PANCAKE, you'll get $2 off. But let me know what you guys think about this table, because I think it's a really good idea. I always love to see innovation in the sport of arm wrestling in an effort to promote consistency, better entertainment, and more fun. Hopefully this table is the start of all of that.